One and gentlemen, we are live. So I just want to make sure that the audio is correct. If I do
Hello,
this.
ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so hopefully this time I will not unplug my mic and we will be good and all the audio will go from there. So, everybody, welcome to the first video of the Jake the Dog Discord YouTube channel. This is going to be a podcast, more up to date, seeing what we do. And we're going to talk about not only Jake the Dog, but veve and NFTs in general. I think we've also talked about opening it up to potentially bringing non NFT and non crypto people and trying to teach them how to get into the space, right? I know we've talked about that type of stuff in the past. What do you guys think?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
That's the plan.
So I'm going to pass it over to Sponge. Everybody, my name is PRMDX117. You guys can simply call me PR. I got Sponge and Jay Roller on the call with me. And again, this is our first podcast slash YouTube slash taking over the world Discord talk. So I'm going to pass it over to Sponge because he was just recapping where we're going to take the Discord into 2022. And I know they were brainstorming. These guys are men. They were up till 6 a.m. literally brainstorming ideas. So I'm gonna leave it to them right now to take over and tell them what we have in mind going forward. Take it away, gentlemen.
Yeah, so basically, I'm just gonna, after I give away some of the bullets and points on what we're thinking, we're just gonna continue with our regular talk. We'll continue our brainstorm, but at the moment, what we really want to do is start revamping some of our, fundamentals. We want to read the terms of services that veve has to offer to see what we can and can't do and what they can and can't do to our server. And in different ways of promoting our server. I think that's important because veve at the end of the day is what kind of kicked this entire project off. So we want to read the terms and service and make sure we don't violate anything in those regards. And another big thing we were talking about is expanding the Jake the Doge server into incorporating some real NFTs, quote unquote, by having our own little NFT collection that could be airdropped to Jake the Dog holders. It'd be nice because it introduce, because a lot of the veve community doesn't really know about, NFTs regarding on-chain data or, gas fees or just buying NFTs on OpenSea and things of that nature. They're kind of just comforted with, gems and fiat. So it's if we could introduce them into the greater OpenSea, then we could airdrop them our own little Jake the Doge NFT collection to get their foots, in the doorsteps regarding the greater.
Why
Yeah,
don't
what's
we
up?
talk about that right now? Because, I actually kind of fall into that category as well. Believe it or not, I am new to the crypto space. I'm new to this whole NFT market, and I was introduced to it through veve, just like many newcomers coming into the space as NFTs and veve and this whole market is becoming more mainstream. So why don't you guys, because you guys both have more experience than me, why don't you guys actually talk about that a little bit right now to kind of introduce that to people so that way they could get more comfortable of what to expect and how to navigate this whole NFT realm.
Yeah. So it's I mean, I'm kind of new too. Honestly, veve's the one that brought me into it. But I just noticed that the difference, there's no middleman between veve and real NFT owners, I guess you could say. It's you're either on veve or you're NFT elitist. There's no in between. NFT people on OpenSea hate veve and veve hates, NFT people because, whatever the case may be, it's two different little gang members and it's we could become the middleman to show, because at the end of the day, it's if there's money in both areas, then there's money in both areas. You don't have to be purely veve. You don't have to be purely OpenSea. So I made my money off of veve and I transferred off to OpenSea and experimented for quite some time. And I can definitely tell you there's a lot of money to be made on OpenSea if you do it correctly. But that's the thing, most people on veve, unless you have a supporting community like we have here, then it's hard to get help and ask for advice because it's like you're not going to get any answers from a veve Discord, and you're not going to get any answers from a Bored Ape, you know, or like other NFT Discord because everybody automatically assumes that you know something about the space, but that's not the case. So it's like we kind of serve as a nice little middleman, which I think makes us unique in those regards.
No, I think that's awesome,
Yeah.
and I'd love to hear more about that. Jay, I know you've been in the NFT space for quite some time. Like I said, I've never dabbled into the other projects outside of veve myself. You actually introduced me yesterday to the Jailed Board Ape Club. Is that the new one that just dropped and started minting the other day? Um, can you tell us a little bit more about the NFT space in general, how to navigate, especially open seas, which I feel tends to be a little less user friendly, and about some of these projects? And I'll even pull up the Discord for the jailed babies, apes, in just a sec if you guys want.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
All right, I'll keep it on our Discord. But if you want to talk about that project or the overall open seas area, you know,
That'd be the first thing I'd like to address to anybody coming into the open sea space. Open sea is exactly what it sounds like. It's an open sea, and if you don't know how to swim, there's a lot of sharks in the water, and
I definitely need some swimming lessons on myself.
yeah. So it could be a pretty daunting place. There's just so many different projects, like Sponge said. You can go on there right now and look up Jake the Doge, and you're gonna find something on there on OpenSea. People are already selling stuff. Um, so people are creative and people are coming up with all different ways to make money, and there's a lot of money to be made. So there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of things. And, you really got to do your due diligence if you're really gonna put your money behind a project because not everybody's crypto rich. A lot of people come from hardworking, backgrounds, and the money that they're putting into this is money that they actually spend their time working for. So you just don't want to throw it around. So yeah, you definitely want to do your due diligence on a project. Make sure you know who's behind it, which is exactly what we really didn't do with the jailed baby apes. That was kind of just on a whim, just having fun in the space. But at the same time, even projects like that really don't have any direction. You don't really know who the founders are. You can see how they can rile up a community. You can see how they can gain so much traction in such a small period of time. And they're doing it organically, just by hyping something up and coming out with something that people believe in and that have happened to people, which is kind of how this conversation is going. It's getting taken advantage of as a newcomer in the space, where this jailed baby apes basically started because the people said they got rugged in a different project, and they came together and figured like, hey, we can do something off of that we're going to make sure we don't rug the people, which sounds great, but realistically, we don't know if we're going to get rugged in this project. And you don't know if you don't really know the team. And that's something that we're definitely doing different. And Jake the Doge, our team is very transparent. You can come in here anytime. We're usually in the general talk, chatting just like this. You can see us on YouTube. Many of us have our own YouTube channels. Um, Twitter, all of that. We're not hard to find, and we put ourselves out there. And yeah, I mean, when it comes to diving in the deep end, you don't know how to swim. Yeah, be very cautious. Stay stay on the shore.
So with
Yeah, that's what we want to provide is swimming lessons.
So, with that being said, for somebody before, because we haven't rolled our swimming lessons out yet, for someone who is new to the space, how or what would you say is the best way to do their due diligence? Where's a great starting point?
I think for anybody that really wants to buy real NFTs and get out there and get into some of these projects, community-based projects, and really business building projects, you want to get familiar with your MetaMask. You want to get familiar with your crypto wallets. Um, that's the start, because you don't want to make mistakes there. If you're making mistakes with your crypto wallet and you don't understand gas fees, you're going to lose a lot of money, just
Oh
by
yeah.
trial and error. And there's no reason for that. I think you can just set up your wallets and, just start playing with a little bit. Just buy a little bit of Ether, or buy a little bit of Bitcoin, and then from there, venture off into a project that you think you might like, something that speaks to you. Because ultimately that's it. You got to find projects that speak to you, each individual. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to throw a couple $100 at a project, even if the community doesn't build up, you can still have a piece of art that you like. It's like you don't want to just get into projects just because you think they're going to be easy flips or you're going to get rich off them, and you put a couple $100 in them and then you don't even like the artwork that you bought. You don't even want to see it in your collection. So
That's a great point. I would be lying if I said I didn't own a few items that I better flip, because God knows I don't actually like them. So I do agree 100% with that. Um, okay, so let me see. I was just thinking, because you were talking about the MetaMask wallet, and I'm sure a lot of people who are just watching a video like this and getting introduced to the crypto space in the first time, they are probably not familiar with exactly what you're speaking about. I don't think we should dive into a full blown video about that right now, but I do think that would be a great video for the future in our channel, that we could actually walk someone through that entire process. What do you guys think?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
no, we can definitely
All right.
do that. As I said, I think we just found a unique space where we're kind of just a middleman between people who know only digital collectibles and people who know everything about NFTs on OpenSea. It's like we're kind of in the middle where it's like we got, you know, both sides and we kind of could bridge the gap.
All right. So it's just like everybody who's watching these videos, I will be learning along the way with you guys as well, as I am a pure, what would I say, VVer from my from my starts, but I definitely want to branch out into other crypto and NFT spaces. So I'll be learning along with you guys as well. Uh, okay, so let's talk about real quick uh, the actual Discord itself. Why don't we, being that this will be our first video, and I'm gonna play it like an actual podcast. I don't want to edit anything. I want you guys to see the actual conversations that we're having as we do these things. Why don't we tell our viewers a little bit about how we even came to be? For you guys watching at home, you'll see that we currently have 611 members, and we're trying to grow those numbers to even higher stakes and links. So why don't we tell the people how we actually got started? Sorry.
Yeah. Um, Funny thing is that I was not the first one to join or create the server. It was actually Poke Poser who created the server. I think like October like 27th, something like that.
Yeah,
I
that sounds
forgot
about
when
right.
he created the server. Yeah, it's actually 7 days after Jake's birthday.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's pretty ironic. I searched it up when he created the server, and Jake the dog's birthday is yeah, I can't find that. I thought it was on Wikipedia. But yeah, 7 days after, and then what happened? Because I know you were there in the beginning, Jay. You guys just started talking about which is the best NFT, and someone just said Jake the dog, and everyone just kind of rolled with it.
I
Yeah,
could talk
kind of. I
about that.
guess it started with a kind of a pump group, but they were hitting the feed pretty heavy, and it was kind of funny, bro. Yeah, some of the comments they were leaving in people's replies or whatever people were posting on the feed. Like, somebody would post, "Hey, I just got, a Wonder Woman," or "I just got not a Wonder Woman. It wasn't even Wonder Woman's back then, but a Catwoman or whatnot." And somebody would just post, "But yeah, but did you get a Jake the dog?" And
Yeah.
that just, yeah, things like that just kept going on, for a good hour, before I ended up actually looking at what what Jake was doing. I never even paid him any attention. And yeah, once I looked at him in the market and I seen he was at like $60, and I knew Jake was sitting at like 30 or $40 for the longest time. I was seeing that he was moving. And then, I gave it another 10, 15 minutes and this kept going on and I was just enjoying it, laughing, just, reading the comments and really enjoying my time, just enjoying it. So then I go back into the market. Jake was at 75 and that's when I jumped in and said, you know what, I'm jumping on this train and I'm not looking back. And yeah, from there I bought that Jake the dog at $75 and it just kept going on. And I want to say it was that night or maybe the next night. Jake ended up hitting like $300.
It was that night, that very same night.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. And yeah, and then, the Discord, people started posting about the Discord. And I want to say I was like the seventh or eighth person in the Discord or something, in this Discord. But yeah, and it just kind of took off from there. People just got excited. Everybody got in the Discord together and started pumping the feed together in unison. And then it really became something. It was a lot of laughs. Good time.
Very true. Yeah, I was definitely a part of that first night. I think I might have, even that first night before J Roller jumped on our bandwagon, I think he commented on something I posted, and I'm like, dude, these are all just ones and zeros. Like, like, I was fully transparent. I'm like, we're pumping this thing, but with no intention of dumping. And I want to make that very clear to all of our viewers. This group has gotten some hate initially, and we've been called a pump and dump group. That is the farthest thing from the truth. I am all pump, no dump, my friend.
Let's go.
I want to see Jake go to the moon, but all of these NFTs, and J Roller said it great before. Find a project that you truly do enjoy. Don't just get behind something that is you think is going to be a quick flip or something like that. We pumped Jake that night mostly as a joke because I bought my first Jake when he was about $35 also. And in that same night, it went up to $300, and I still didn't sell. Hindsight's 2020, and maybe I wish I would have flipped a couple that same night. But I thought that this guy really had the potential to go fully to the moon, and that's still our goal at the end of the day, to get Jake to the moon, and to build a community around Jake at the end of the day, because this NFT was getting so much hate that if we can make the quote unquote worst NFT on the market the most popular one, then any NFT really has a shot. So we are a true underdog story if I ever heard one. And yeah, we were just, first off, we were a lot raunchier. We were cursing at each other, dissing each other in the feed, saying, screw you, F you. Well, did you get a Jake? Well, stuff like that. And we were really just having fun with it. And so that first night, it was all about pumping. And he got up to 300 the very first night. Then it dipped back down because people were undercutting. And it's kind of just been riding up and down over the past few months. And I think this all started back in late October. And the highest he's hit to date, and I've seen this with my own eyes, is hit 500. And boy, oh boy, I cannot wait till we hit that, make it a new floor, and continue to rise, because I truly feel that this group has the potential to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's going to require more work. And again, we're going to get naysayers. We're going to say people that say that we're a pump and dump. But you know what? It is what it is. We're going to keep doing our thing because we know at the end of the day, we are not that type of group. And we just want to grow this community even more. So, yeah, that's kind of our little background.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Of course you can say something, bud. Go for it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, as far as like just growing the community, honestly, like the thing about this group when I joined, because I joined November 1st, so pretty
Oh, you were a little
nice,
late
pretty,
as an OG.
yeah, I was a little late. It was a pretty sweet date to join though, the first of the month.
That's a good
And
thing.
I was the reason I liked it was because, like, man, with all those secretive little veve groups like they have, it's like hard to actually feel connected to any community in that app. And I know, people could say, influencers could say otherwise, but I ain't never see a Vive influencer on the feed. You know, I'm always on the feed. Like, this app is like, it's like so ironic. So it's like, where can I feel connected to an actual community on this app? And I don't want to just buy a $1,000 Todd to place in my digital showroom and not feel connected to it. Like, because some of these projects on OpenSea, the moment I hopped on, I bought like these Curry Genesis flows, and it was Stephen Curry's shoes, and I got airdrop after airdrop. I was damn near making money just from buying one of the NFTs, and it was like there's like a community around some of these projects, and I was like, where does Vive have that? And they don't. Like, you just spend money, you spend an exorbitant amount of money. So that's why I was like, with Jake the dog, like, I buy this and and I'm a part of the Discord. It feels like I'm a part of something, and that's what really matters. The community. Like, just look at Bored Ape Yacht Club.
This community has been very strong. Our numbers have been dipping down a little bit, but I think that has to do with a number of factors. So we are trying to rebuild our community and get people more engaged. Why don't we tell the people some of the plans? I'm going to pull up the roadmap right now so that our viewers can see what we have going on. And why don't you guys, if you want to pull it up on your end, why don't we go ahead and show them some of the other things that they have at their disposal, and what we have planned coming up for them. So right now I have it up on the screen for those at home.
Yeah, sure. So I guess we could start with the marketplace, the one right underneath.
Well, now I got to get out of I'm on the roadmap, so let me back out so they can see.
Oh, you're on the roadmap? Oh, okay.
No, but
I just want to go from top to bottom.
All right, so let's go with the marketplace. And yes, I did rearrange the order. I felt that our priority should be money. LOL. I'm kidding. We can switch it back. We have a marketplace here. So, Sponge, why don't you take them through the marketplace?
Yeah, so we could dive deeper into the nitty-gritties later on or in another episode. But as you can see, we have the register channel. Now, this is where you could register for a trader role. So once you register, what did you say?
I didn't say anything.
PR?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Must be a ghost.
Yeah, no, once you register, you're going to be assigned a trader role, and it's going to allow you basically access to the marketplace. And you could see escrow fees here. Not that much. We have our $5 subscription model, and then we have the per transaction one. And most escrow models have only per transaction. That's why we're like, we should just create a model for if someone that uses escrow, a lot, they could have just a subscription fee they could pay. So it would save them a lot of money. They could have feeless escrow, technically, by just paying $5 a month. So that's our registration. And for the trade and negotiate, just your typical, Vive traders type of chat. Just a bunch of people talking, trying to negotiate, set up trades. Now, this is what separates us from traditional escrow models to this automated escrow model, is that when you want to sell something, you're going to fill out a seller application form. And I'm not sure if you can bring it up at all, but if you can't, it's all cool. But the seller application form, if I could bring it up myself. Yeah, the seller application form is kind of just your basic, user online identity, which is a Discord username, number, and your Vive username. What are you offering? By the way, you can only access this form if you registered, so there cannot be duplicate copies of your identity. Like, if I register as a trader role, I will have access to sell, and I'll have access to this form. But that means there can only be one SpongeBob filling out this form. There will not be duplicates because there's only one SpongeBob assigned for the trader role. So that's just another security thing for why we have a register section. Because, duplicates happen all the time. Someone could come on as a fake SpongeBob number 0106. So that's where we have the register channel. Either way, once you're registered and verified, you could come onto the sell. What are you offering? Mint, asking price. and then you submit it, and the application form will go to our market. We'll show you the market soon, but either way, before you go on the market, you want to deposit your NFT into this JTD escrow QR code. Makes it really simple. This is an immutable channel. It's never going to be edited. It's locked by anybody except those running the escrow channel. And this QR code is the official one where you deposit your NFTs. And basically from there, you will be verified once you've deposited it. We're going to check, the JTD escrow account every maybe like morning or every afternoon.
Yeah,
see
I
who's
check
deposited it.
I check it every
Yeah.
day. Yep.
And then that's when you can go to market and your thing will be verified and it will be open for anybody to buy it.
So I'm just pulling up the marketplace now, the spreadsheet that they'll be able to see. So they can currently see that we have, like 5 or 6 things listed right now. Most of them are mine. But this is what you guys would see on your end. So just to show real quick, if someone is interested, let's say you're interested in buying this Jake the dog from this user right here, you can simply go over to the order number, copy the order number, and then click on the link that says place order. By clicking on this link, it'll take you to a separate form. You would fill out the information and hit submit. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to place a false order. Once you do that, though, if we come back to the spreadsheet, you'll get a confirmation order number, which will be placed here. Now you can choose, the person who is selling the item will indicate how they want to be paid, and you can pay them either in gems by depositing gems to the official escrow account that you see in the spreadsheet, or if they want to be paid via Cash App or Venmo, we do have official JTD escrow and Cash App as well, and you can use the QR code to send the money to those accounts. Once the money is sent to those accounts and the NFT is sent to the JTD account, we again verify that all of those items are there, and then we'll transfer both the Venmo, Cash App, or gems to the person who is selling the item, and the person who's buying the item will then receive the NFT. And we're still early in the game with this. As you can see on our spreadsheet, we did have one successful transaction where someone was selling gems for dollars. That's why it is grayed out with that black line. That means that was a successful purchase. And all parties involved were very happy at the time. So this is something that we are, trying to bring to the table so that individuals cannot get scammed. There is full transparency, and everybody, it's a win-win-win. So that's our little escrow service.
Yeah, it seems a little confusing at the start, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just run through the system, and it becomes like shopping on eBay. It's like, the order, paste the order number, boom, the order's confirmed, and you send the money to the JTD escrow, Venmo, or Cash App, and you're basically good to go. Once we get that money, we'll send you the collectible, and we'll send the person their money. And it's like we take a more hands-off, automated approach to the whole thing to make it, first off, much more safe, because none of this information, as I said, is copied or can be replicated. These are locked channels. All the information typed in the market, or all the information typed in the sell and the buy channels, are locked. It cannot be changed. So this is going to be the official sheet no matter what. Those QR codes are going to be the official Cash Apps and Venmos. Same with the official QR veve code. It's like these things won't change. We just have to check them and update them as people send their money or NFTs to these accounts. So yeah, I like this automated escrow service a lot more than the typical. Who could we find that's reputable in the community to trade, and that becomes a whole hassle, and you have to pay them a lot more. This is just like, listen, man, here's the accounts. Send it in. We'll check in the morning, and you'll get your stuff.
Exactly. Let's see. I think we're approaching on 30 minutes, and I think that's a good amount of stuff to get the people rolling. What do you guys think? Or is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we end our first video?
Hey, you better get your Jake the dog before he's $5,000.
Damn right. Damn right. I'm sitting on 11 of them right now. You better believe I want those suckers to moon. So, guys, there's only 5,000 Jake the dogs out there, 5,500. And if you want to be technical, there's even less than that because veve owns what they take the first 50 or first 100 of every NFT that they drop.
First 50.
They take the first 50. And then we've already burned 2 of them. Jay Roller and I, we've personally burned. We have a burn wallet. So that is even less JTDs out there. All right. So you guys, if you're watching this, if you're a part of the community, please get your Jake the dog sooner versus later because we have plans on making this sucker move. And hell, I'll burn all the JTDs out there if it means this sucker will be a golden ticket. All right, there's only 5,500 out of them. You know, literally, I did the math. We got over 600 people in our Discord. If everybody bought 9 of them, that's the entire market. That's the entire market. And with considering how low the price is now, relatively speaking, of course, you know, that's not unheard of for everybody to come in and actually buy one of these items right now. So go ahead and get it, guys.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys else have before I close this out?
Well, I guess for me personally, let's just say we have a new foundation. We're currently building it out, and we have a lot of plans in store. We're in a very unique spot to make some major moves and come into this space with some interesting ideas and perspectives, as I said, with the whole digital collectors and the NFT elitists being 2 separate groups. We serve as like a middleman, and the whole community here is just very unique in many aspects. And damn, bet you we're gonna be the Doge of NFTs.
That's it.
For time come.
I like it. And for you guys who are watching at home, we do these talks quite often. When do you guys want to make like our official video talks, like where we say, all right, every Wednesday we'll meet at this time, and we're going to open this up for everyone in the community, right? Like people, anyone, any of our members, you guys are welcome to jump into these talks, even the recorded ones, because we do want you guys to really feel like you are a part of it, because you are a part of it. We could not have gotten this far without you, and we can't get Jake to the moon without you guys. This started with 13 people originally, and now we're at 611. Let's just keep it moving, guys. So when do you guys want to make our weekly recorded talks? Or I don't know what we're doing yet. we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out because this is our first one, and we gotta start making structured schedules for this. The talks, the Discord, and whatever we're gonna do. We haven't created the structured schedule yet for these things, but we'll definitely try to keep it weekly though. We have no date yet, no official date, so it's to be announced for these things.
Our first video, we're recording this now on January 4th, so you heard it, people. We're going to kick out the next one at least every Tuesday. I'm putting the pressure under all of us. All right? I'm causing more problems than I'm worth. I'm just kidding. All right, so this is going to be the end of our first video. Thank you guys for tuning in, and you'll hear from us soon. Have a good one.
Ciao.